I did not sleep the night I received the strange garment. It lay beside my mat, glowing faintly as though it breathed. Every now and then, I would glance at it and quickly turn away, terrified that it might be watching me. When dawn came, I almost convinced myself the encounter had been a dream. But the waist garment was still there, delicate, shimmering, impossible to ignore. All day, my hands shook whenever I came near it. I tried sweeping the compound, fetching water, grinding maize, but my mind kept returning to that fallen tree, the woman with the storm-like voice, the one wrapped in shadows. When evening finally surrendered to night, the moon rose, a perfect round disk hanging quietly in the sky, as if waiting for me. My heart battered against my ribs. This was the moment I lifted the garment. It felt warm, as though it had been sitting in sunlight. Its strands slid through my fingers like liquid silver. With trembling hands, I wrapped it around my waist.
For a moment, nothing happened. Then everything happened at once. A strange warmth spread across my body. Not painful, but powerful. My vision blurred. I felt lightheaded, as if my spirit was rising out of my skin. My knees buckled, and I held onto the edge of my bed frame. What is happening? The world tilted, colors brightened, my breath came shallow and quick. Then I collapsed onto the mat. The last thing I heard before losing consciousness was the faint humming of the garment, like it was singing to itself. I walked to a stranger staring at me. The stranger was me. The first thing I noticed was my reflection inside the water god near my bed. I leaned forward slowly, as if fearing the reflection might disappear.
My face, the face I had known all my life, was no longer there. My cheeks had filled out softly. My eyes glowed like someone had trapped starlight behind them. My lips were fuller, curved, strangely inviting. My skin shimmered like it had been polished by dawn itself. I lifted my hand to touch my cheek, and the reflection did the same. It was me, but not me. My breath trembled. What have you done to me? The garment was still around my waist, still warm, still humming faintly. I tried to remove it, but the moment my fingers touched the knot, a sharp jolt shot through me like lightning. I gasped and stumbled back. The woman's warning echoed in my mind. Do not ever remove it. Now I understood why. When I stepped outside, the world froze. Literally. Buckets dropped. Mothers stopped mid-scolding. Children stopped mid-run. Even goats stopped chewing. Everyone stared. It took me a moment to realize what they were seeing. Not the Liana they knew. Not the girl they mocked, not the widow cursed with vanishing husbands.
But someone beautiful, striking, almost unreal. A woman nearby whispered, "Is that Liana?" Another said, No, it cannot be." Someone else murmured, "She looks like those carvings the spirit woodcarvers make for festivals." Men stared too long. Women stared with envy. Children stared with confusion. But no one mocked me. No one sneered. And for the first time in my life, it felt like the world had softened. But beauty comes with hunger, not from me, but from others. Within days, men began arriving at my compound again, but this time, not because of fortune. Now they came because of desire. One said, "Liana, if loneliness eats at you, let me fill your evenings with laughter." Another whispered, "You deserve someone who can protect a woman of such light." Another knelt dramatically, "Marry me, and I will spend my life worshipping your smile." They came with gifts, silk cloth, perfume bottles, roasted meat, carved stools. They came with songs. They came with poems, but they did not come with sincerity. I could see it in their eyes. Their hunger wasn't for me. It was for the version of me, crafted by the magic on my waist. And I knew, deep in my bones, I knew this beauty wasn't mine. This attention wasn't mine. This desire wasn't mine. It belonged to the garment, to the curse disguised as a blessing. But I was tired of being invisible, tired of being whispered about, tired of walking like a ghost among the living. So when Chief Baruti, a wealthy merchant, began pursuing me, I let myself be convinced. He was older, powerful, respected. He promised safety. He promised comfort. He promised I would never cry again.
I accepted his proposal.
And for a brief moment, I believed maybe, just maybe, this was my chance at a life without fear. But destiny doesn't forget its debts. Baruti's fall began quietly. First, one of his warehouses burnt. An accident, they said. Then his farms dried up. Despite regular rainfall, livestock died. Servants left. Money vanished like smoke. Every morning brought a new disaster. Every evening brought a new piece of bad news. At first, Baruti blamed thieves, then rivals, then incompetent workers. But eventually, he blamed me. Things were fine before you entered my home, he shouted. There is something wrong with you. I wanted to scream back that he wanted my beauty, not my heart, that he used me as a prize to show off, that he never asked who I truly was. But I stayed silent because I knew the truth. The garment was feeding on him, just as it had fed on others. One dawn, I found Baruti wandering the village barefoot, muttering nonsense, begging for food. His eyes were empty, his voice broken, his spirit gone.
The villagers stared at me with terror. She destroys men, they whispered. Stay away, her beauty is poison. I wanted to rip the garment off, but I remembered the electric pain, the warning, the curse, and I knew I was trapped. Then, one evening, Tao returned. I was sweeping my compound when I heard gasps from across the village. People rushed to the entrance path, murmuring like bees. I turned and my heart stopped. A man walked toward me, wearing a torn traveler's robe. His beard was untrimmed, his left leg dragged slightly. His eyes, oh, those eyes, held storms, pain, hope, and exhaustion, all woven together. It was him, Tao, alive. My knees weakened. My breath fled from me. Tao, I whispered. He nodded once, slowly, as if his neck carried the weight of mountains. Liana, my heart shattered and healed at the same time. I ran toward him, disbelief swallowing my breath. As I whispered, Tao, how? Where have you been? His voice trembled when he said Desmo the fisherman had kidnapped him, wanting my blessing for himself, keeping him tied in the hills for months until strangers rescued him, and he had been trying to return ever since. My heart twisted because I wanted nothing more than to fall into his arms, yet I knew the truth that if I chose him now, the curse would consume him. So with a breaking heart, I ran back into the forest. Beneath the giant Iroko tree, the old woman appeared, and I fell to my knees begging, please, take this beauty away. I want nothing but the man who loved me before the world saw me. She nodded slowly and told me the greedy had received their punishment. The one who loved me truly had returned, and that my suffering would end tonight if I burned the garment. I hurried home, threw the shining cloth into the fire, and watched as the flames swallowed my curse while my body shifted, my borrowed beauty dissolving until I became myself again, gentle, humble, and real. When I stepped outside, Tao was waiting with open arms, and this time I did not hesitate. We embraced as if the world had finally stopped hurting, and at dawn, we married quietly beside the same river where we first loved together, our hearts finding their home after years of storms.